Before this year ends, you have only 6 months left. And believe me, guys, these next 6 months can completely change your life, or they can leave you exactly where you are today. Because in 2027, English won't just be a skill anymore. It will decide who gets the better job, who gets promoted, who grows their businesses, who studies abroad, who confidently speaks in interviews, and who keeps watching others succeed while thinking, I wish my English was better. Now, guys, now let me ask you one simple question. How many times have you stayed silent, even though you knew the answer? How many opportunities have you already missed just because you were afraid to speak English? If your answer is too many, then this video is probably the most important video you will ever watch. Because today I'm not going to teach you random grammar rules. I'm not going to ask you to memorize thousands of words. And I'm definitely not going to tell you to become fluent overnight. Instead, I'm going to share a 6-month action plan that is practical, beginner friendly, and designed for busy people. A plan that will help you start speaking English with confidence, without hesitation, without feeling embarrassed, and without depending on anyone else for practice. So don't skip a single minute of this video, guys, because every month has a specific goal, every week has a simple task, and by the end, you will know exactly what to do every single day to transform your English before 2027 begins. So before I tell you what to do, I want to tell you what you should stop doing. So before that, let me introduce myself. I'm Shalima, your English coach. Welcome back to my another session of learning English and improving your English speaking skills with me, guys. So before beginning, please do subscribe my channel. Please like this video and please share this video. Yes, we were talking about you should stop doing something because sometimes our progress doesn't depend on learning something new. It depends on stopping the wrong habits. So let me ask you something, guys. How long have you been learning English? Please let me know in the comment as well. 1 year, 3 years, 4 years, or maybe even 10 years? Now here is another question is, have those years automatically made you fluent? Probably not. If they didn't, then maybe the problem isn't your efforts. Maybe the method itself is wrong. You know what I see almost every day? Someone watches one English video, they feel inspired, they write in the comments that from tomorrow I'll start speaking English. The next day, they watch another English video, then another, but they still don't speak. Does that sound familiar? If yes, don't worry. You are not alone. In fact, this is the biggest mistake most English learners make. They think watching English is the same as practicing English. But let me give you a simple example, guys. Imagine someone who wants to become fit. Every single day, they watch fitness videos. They know every exercise, but every diet plan, every workout routine, but they never go to the gym. Will their body change? Of course not, because information never changes your life. Action does. And English works exactly the same way. Watching videos doesn't make you fluent. Listening to me won't make you fluent. Even buying the best English courses won't make you fluent. The only thing that makes you fluent is speaking. Yes, making mistakes, feeling uncomfortable, trying again, right? Speaking one more sentence. That's how fluency built. Not inside a book, not inside a grammar book, but through your voice. And that's exactly where we are going to start. Now, here is something I wish someone had told me years ago, you do not need perfect grammar before you start speaking. Think about a child. When a child learns their first language, do they first study grammar? No. They listen, they copy, right? They repeat, right? They make mistakes. Am I right? Yes. And slowly and gradually, their brain starts recognizing patterns naturally. That's exactly how language learning works. Grammar is important. I'm not saying grammar doesn't matter, but grammar should support your speaking. It should never stop your speaking. If you are waiting for the day when your grammar becomes perfect, you will probably keep waiting forever. So today, we are changing that mindset. From today, you are allowed to make mistakes. In fact, I want you to make mistakes because every mistake means you are actually practicing, you are actually speaking, and every sentence you speak is one step closer to fluency. Now, you might be wondering, okay, I understand all this, but where do I actually begin? And that's a great question because month one is probably not what you are expecting. Most people think I'm going to tell you to buy a grammar book or learn 100 vocabulary words or watch English movies every single day. No, we are going to begin with something much smaller, much more powerful, a habit that takes only 10 minutes a day but has the power to completely change the way you think about English. And trust me, this one habit is the reason many learners finally start speaking after a year of stuck. So, let's talk about month one. So, we are finally talking about month one, and I want you to forget everything you have heard about learning English for just a few minutes. Because if I ask 10 different people what's the first thing someone should do to improve their English, most of them will probably say learn grammar. Some people will say memorize vocabulary. Others will tell you watch English movies. Now, I'm not saying these things are wrong. They are useful, just not at the beginning. Because imagine this, guys. Suppose I give you 5,000 English words today. Will you suddenly become confident enough to speak tomorrow? Probably not. Now imagine I teach you every grammar tense. Will you confidently answer questions in an interviews? Again, probably not. So what are we actually missing? We are missing one simple habit, the habit of opening our mouth and speaking. Because speaking isn't something you learn first, it's something you build, just like confidence. Confidence doesn't come before speaking. Confidence comes because you keep speaking. And that's why month one has only one mission, not fluency, not perfection. Nobody is giving you marks. Nobody is laughing at your mistakes. So give yourself permission to sound like a beginner because that's exactly what you are. And every fluent speaker you admire today was once a beginner too. Now, after you have done this for a few days, something interesting will happen. You will notice that you are speaking a little faster, you will hesitate a little less, and your brain will start searching for words more quickly. That means your speaking muscles are waking up. But there is one problem. After about a week, most people run out of things to talk about. So, have you ever experienced the first few days are exciting, then suddenly your mind goes blank? You think, I have already talked about my day. So, now what? This is exactly where our second habit comes in. I want you to become your own conversation partner. Every day, ask yourself three questions. Simple questions. Questions you have already know the answers to. For example, what made me smile today? What was the most difficult part of my day? If today was a movie, what would I call it? Now answer those questions in English. Don't worry if your answer is short. Even two or three sentences are enough because little by little your brain stops translating. It starts creating ideas directly in English. And that's one of the biggest turning points in your fluency journey. Now, let me share you another habit that changed the way I look at spoken English. This one takes only 1 minute. Open the voice recorder on your phone or simply open WhatsApp and send a voice note to yourself. Every single night, record your speaking for exactly 1 minute. That's all. Don't delete it. Don't listen to it immediately. Just save it. Now you are probably wondering, why shouldn't I listen to it? Because if you listen to it right away, your brain will only notice your mistakes. You will think my pronunciation isn't good, I made grammar mistakes, I sound nervous, and that's discouraging. Instead, keep recording every single day, and after 7 days, go back and listen to your very first recording. I promise, guys, I promise you will notice something, not perfection, progress. You will realize I don't pause as much anymore. I'm speaking a little faster. I sound more confident. And that feeling is incredibly powerful because for the first time, you will stop depending on other people to tell you you are improving. You will hear your own improvement, and that's the kind of confidence that lasts. Now, here is something I want you to remember throughout this journey. Never compare your day one with someone else 5 years. Social media has made us believe that everyone speaks perfect English, but you never see the hundreds of mistakes they made before becoming fluent. So stop chasing perfection. Start chasing consistency because consistency always wins. Now, there is one more thing you need during this first month. And surprisingly, it's not grammar book. It's not an English dictionary either. It's something much more useful. A small notebook, not for writing grammar rules, but for collecting sentences from your own life. And that's exactly what we will start doing in month 2. Because once you know how to collect English from your daily life, you will never again have to ask, ma'am, how can I improve my vocabulary? So let me show you what I mean, guys. Now, if you have genuinely followed everything we talk about in the very first month, something interesting starts happening. You don't feel as scared as you used to, and you may still make mistakes. You may still pause while speaking, but at least you are speaking. And believe me, that's a much bigger achievement than you think because most people never even reach this stage. They keep preparing to speak instead of actually speaking. So, first of all, if you have completed those first 30 days, I am really proud of you. Now, does that mean you are fluent? Not yet, because there is another problem waiting for almost every learner. You start speaking, and after 30 or 40 seconds, your mind suddenly goes blank. You know what you want to say, but you can't find the right words. Has that ever happened to you? You are talking, everything is going well, and suddenly you stop. Not because you forget English, but because your brain couldn't find the next word quickly enough. Most people think I need to memorize more vocabulary, but honestly, that's not the real solution. Let me explain why. Guys, imagine I ask you to memorize 50 random words today. But next week, how many do you think you will actually remember? Maybe 10, maybe 15, maybe 20? And out of those, how many will you actually use in a real conversation? Probably a very few. And that's exactly where I never want you to learn vocabulary the traditional way. Instead, I want you to collect English from your own life, Think about your morning. From the moment you wake up, your life is already full of English. You wake up, you brush your teeth, you make tea, right? You check your phone, right? You reply to messages. You leave for work, you attend classes if you are a student, you cook if you're a housewife, you watch YouTube, you sleep. These aren't just activities, they are conversations. Yes, they are conversations waiting to happen. So here is what I want you to do tomorrow morning. Don't open a vocabulary book. Instead, walk around your own house, go into your kitchen, look around carefully. Now ask yourself, what words would I actually need if I wanted to explain this kitchen to someone? Cup, plate, knife, spoon, bottle, rice, sugar. You are not memorizing words. You are collecting the language you actually use every single day. Now walk into your bathroom. Do the same thing. Then your office, then your classroom, then your living room. Within 1 week, you will realize something amazing. You already know hundreds of useful words. You just never connected them to your real life. And that's the difference. Learning vocabulary isn't about collecting difficult words, it's about collecting useful words. Now, here is another mistake I see all the time. People write long vocabulary lists, 20 words today, 30 words tomorrow, 40 words next week. Then they never use those words again. Even I did, and I never used. Can I tell you a better way? Every day, learn only 5 new expressions, not words, expressions. Because people don't speak in single words, they speak in chunks. For example, instead of learning only the word busy, learn I am little busy right now. Instead of learning depends, learn it depends on the situation. Instead of memorizing suppose, learn let's suppose. Do you see the difference? When you learn complete expression, your brain doesn't have to build sentences from scratch. It simply remembers a ready made pattern. And that's exactly how fluent speakers think. They don't create every sentence word by word, they remember patterns. Now, let me give you a challenge. For the next 30 days, I want you to become an English collector, not a vocabulary collector, an English collector. Wherever you hear a useful sentence, save it. Watching YouTube, pause the video, write one sentence. Listening to a podcast, write one expression. Watching an interview, save one question. That's it. Yes, that's it. One sentence here, one sentence there, right? And at the end of the month, 1 month, you will have your own personal English bank. Not copied from a dictionary, built from your own life. And trust me, that's far more valuable. Now, there is another habit I wish I had started much earlier: reading aloud, not silently, aloud. You know, guys, many people read English every day, but they never actually hear themselves speaking. But so from today, spend just 10 minutes reading something aloud. It could be a short article, a story, your own diary, even the subtitles from your favorite YouTube videos. The goal isn't speed, the goal is clarity. Read slowly, notice how your mouth moves, notice where you hesitate, notice which sounds feel difficult, because fluency isn't only happening inside your brain. Your mouth also needs practice. The more you speak, the more natural those sounds become. And here is something very important. Please do not try to copy an American accent or a British accent or any recent or any accent at all. Your goal is not sound American. Your goal is to sound clear. Clear English always wins over accents. Now, by the end of the second month, you will probably notice something new. Sometimes, without even trying, small English sentences will pop up into your mind, and you will look at your cup and think, I need some coffee. And you will check the weather and think, it's look like it's going to rain. The little voice inside your head, that's the beginning of thinking in English. And once that starts happening, everything changes. Because in the next stage, we are going to stop translating completely. And honestly, this is where your journey becomes really exciting. So let's talk about what happened during the third month. First of all, let me welcome third month. And I think this is where your journey starts becoming really exciting. Because if you have honestly followed everything we have talked about so far, speaking for 10 minutes every day, collecting useful expressions, recording your voice, reading aloud, then something amazing begins to happen. You know what? One day, without even realizing it, you will catch yourself thinking in English. And it might happen while making tea. You might suddenly think, I need to buy more sugar. Or while getting ready for work, you will think, I don't want to be late today. At first, those thoughts will only last a few seconds. They will, and then they will become longer. And one day, you will realize something incredible. You are no longer translating every sentence from your native language. You are simply thinking, and trust me, that's one of the biggest signs that your English is improving. Now, I know what many of you are thinking. Shalima ma'am, I still translate in my head. That's okay. Please don't force yourself to translating overnight. Your brain has been using your first language for years. It needs time to build a new habit. Instead of fighting your brain, train it gently. Here is one exercise I absolutely love. Every hour, just for 30 seconds. Look around you, wherever you are, at home, in your office, in college, on a bus, and quietly describe what you see. The room is quiet. There are three people sitting near me. My phone battery is almost dead. It's beautiful evening. Don't worry if your sentences are simple. Simple English spoken confidently is always better than complicated English that never leaves your mind. And here is another small change. Wherever you are walking somewhere, don't scroll your phone. Instead, have a conversation with yourself. Talk about your plans, talk about your goals, talk about what happened yesterday. If you don't know a word, don't stop. Use another word. That's exactly what fluent speakers do. They do not stop speaking because of one missing word. They simply find another way to express the same idea, and that's a skill you should build too. Now, by this stage, your confidence is growing because sooner or later you have to speak with another person. And for many learners, that's the scariest part. Your heart beats faster, your hands feel cold, you start thinking, what if I make mistakes? What if they laugh at me? What if I forget everything? Can I tell you something? Those thoughts are completely normal. Even fluent speakers feels nervous in important conversations. The difference is they don't let fear stop them. So now, welcome to month 4. This month isn't about speaking perfectly, it's about speaking with real people. And no, you don't need a foreign friend. You don't need to move to another country. You simply need regular conversations. Maybe with a friend who's also learning, maybe with an AI speaking partner, maybe with a teacher, maybe inside an online speaking community. The person doesn't matter, the consistency does. Start with just 15 minutes. not 1 hour, 15 minutes. Choose one topic, your childhood, your favorite movie, okay, your job, any incident like your dream vacation. Speak, listen, and then reply. Okay? Again, repeat. After every conversation, don't ask yourself, did I make mistake? Instead, ask, what did I learn today? Because every conversation teaches you something. Maybe you forget a word, maybe you discovered a new expression, maybe you realized you speak too fast. That's progress. That's progress. And now here is a habit that almost nobody talks about. After every speaking session, write down just three things: one sentence you said well, one mistake you noticed, and one new expression you learned. That's it. Don't write pages of notes. Keep it simple because learning happens through reflection, not through endless writing. Now guys, there is two final month left, and honestly, this is my favorite part. Yes, because by now you are no longer trying to become an English learner. You are becoming someone who actually lives with English every single day. So during the final month, month 5 and 6, I want you to make one decision. Turn your English into your environment. Change your phone language to English. Search Google in English. Watch YouTube in English. Read short news articles in English and think in English. Speak in English. Not because someone told you to, but because English has become part of everyday life. And here is one more challenge because this journey ends. Teach someone, maybe your younger brother, maybe your sister, maybe your child, maybe even a friend. You know why? It's my experience, what I'm sharing. Because when you teach something, you understand it even better yourself. And finally, go back and listen to the very first voice recording you made 5 months ago. Remember that nervous person, the one who couldn't complete two sentences without speaking, without stopping. Now, listen to the recording you made yesterday. Can you hear the difference? Maybe your pronunciation is clear. Maybe you pause less. Maybe your confidence has completely changed. And that progress didn't happen in one day. It happened because you kept showing up, even on the days when you didn't feel motivated, even on the days when you thought, I'm not improving. And that's the secret. Fluency isn't created by motivation, it's created by consistency. And before I end this video, guys, I want to leave you with one final thought. Now, 6 months from now, one of two things will happen. You will either look back and say, I wish I had started, or you will smile because you actually did. So don't wait for another Monday, don't wait for another New Year, don't wait until you feel ready. So start today. Start with 10 minutes, start with one sentence, start with one small habit, because one small habit repeated every single day has the power to completely change your English. And maybe guys, just maybe, when 2027 begins, you won't be the person who stayed silent anymore. You will be the person who confidently says, I can do this. If this video helped you guys, don't just click the like button and move on. Make a promise to yourself in the comments. Write just one sentence. I am starting today. One day, okay? And you will come back to this video, read your own comment, and you will be proud that this was the day you decided to change your future. So thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Keep speaking, keep learning, and I will see you in the next video, guys. So that's it for today's video. And please do like this video, share this video. And so this is Shalima signing off. Take care and speak English with confidence. All the best.